It's quite nice not being part of an essential workforce. You get to be able to still have a job through these trying times. And sure, while most of your coworkers are incompetent and the work is menial at best, I realize I hate my job. I do take joy in the knowledge that because I sat down here to film this, they now have to clean this area. I think it's very interesting to see that people, even in the state of global pandemic, are still going around taking walks in these parks. It's very nice, you know, you gotta get some fresh air. But some people will gather in large groups or go to the same place as everyone else, or even bring their children. That's the amazing part about me. It's like, what? Your child? What are you doing, lad? You brought your child here? This is a global pandemic, you moron. I think the thing with this crisis involving American politics is that it raises some of the biggest questions that are the most heated in terms of American politics, revolving around healthcare and income inequality. I think I'll just put on a British accent just to throw some people off. There's a lot of people who ask for rich people or the government to do things and donate, help out, and that sort of brings up a really interesting moral question. If you have the power to help someone, are you morally obligated to do it? If you're in a state of need, are you morally justified in coercing someone to help you? Of course, this section of the store is quite empty. Everybody else is shopping for toilet paper. I find it pretty weird that people are asking to tax the rich or eat the rich. I see that on Twitter a lot too. When it's very clear that the government doesn't even care how much debt they go into, so it'd be kind of useless. Now I think it's pretty stupid that the government says they don't want to go into debt with all of these welfare and healthcare services when it's very clear that they don't care about how much debt they go into, you know, with $2 trillion in economic stimulus package. They go to war a lot. They go to more wars. They pay for the defense budget of every single country in the world, practically. Oh no. It's a duel between viral Twitter and verified Twitter. Now, verified Twitter is very rich, and they don't understand what it's like living in a state where you don't have much. And their philosophy is, well, if you're poor, just get a job. Now, viral Twitter, most of the time, they're in a state of need, not because they're impoverished, but because they're terrible at money. I think it's a disgrace to the people who are actually impoverished and don't have Twitter because they don't have a phone, or because they don't have a smartphone or internet access, because, you know, they're impoverished. One of my favorite things about this isolation is that some people are getting so sexually frustrated that they're becoming attracted to physical characters, like, for example, these Star Wars characters here. Like, could you imagine? I can't even visualize what that would be like. So I think the problem with these moral questions is both sides are being selfish, and in that way, both sides are wrong. What I think about it is that these people who are impoverished aren't exactly entitled to other people's earnings. That just morally doesn't make sense to me. But the people that are in power, that have money, they should help out those people. Now, I think it's an interesting question. Do they have to? Are they morally obligated to do so? And I think that's where a lot of people are drawing the line. Some people are saying, well, no, they don't have to, it's their money. And other people are saying, well, people are going to starve, die, get sick, whatnot. You know, it's very important that these rich people have to help.
It goes through Adam doing his bit and then it comes back to me and something goes by saying that we did do 20.
Is it just me, or are British accents really hot? I think the main problem is once something happens like this, stock drops like 5%, and then people start panic selling. And also, you know, some senators, some billionaires will drop like hundreds of millions, or say $1 billion in stock, and then just everything falls apart. Because if you're panic selling, the person next to you is going to start panic selling. It just doesn't stop. With the rise in demand for surgical masks, I think it would be a very good idea to undercut the market and get myself my own Star Wars ARC Trooper replica helmet. Didn't we invent like a whole commission to regulate this stuff? Weren't we trying to make sure that the Great Depression didn't happen again? I think now that the roads are really empty, this is the perfect time to test out my car and its maximum fuel efficiency. Now let me explain here. I created a function where I optimized it, and I found that the most optimal speed for this car, fuel efficiency wise, is 47 miles an hour. Now I did a test with this for my friend. We did a lap of 270 at this. How are you doing, officer? I'm doing fine. This car normally does around 29-30 mpg. I ended up doing 43, going at 47 miles an hour. So I think that's a really interesting test. Now how that works is... Well, actually, yes, officer, I do realize that the speed limit was 65 miles an hour. But have you ever wanted to maximize the MPG of your car? Whenever I'm just on an empty road, I can set it in cruise control at 47 miles an hour and know that I'm single-handedly saving the world. No, I do not consent to a search. Except they're all buying toilet paper. What? Why toilet paper? Like, there are so many substitutes for toilet paper that you can use. But there isn't a substitute for food or water.